What's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler Silva, and welcome to another episode of The Rundown with Silva. And this week, I have some pretty fucking cool guys in here. You might be able to catch them December 18th with Authority Zero at the Marquee Theater. Give it up for Leigh and Colan of Rufus Jr.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Chilling.
Cheers. Thank you guys for
man,
coming all the way out here.
Can I get one of those?
Yeah, you want one? Here,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
We'll grab some more eventually. Here's another one for your reserve. Dude, thank you guys for coming all the way out here. I know it's a little bit of a truck for you guys, so cheers. Cheers, guys.
It's a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he's in Mesa, and I'm in like Apache Junction almost.
Dude, you're the fuck out there. For anyone that doesn't know, we're in Glendale right now. If you don't know Arizona, it's far
Yeah, it's like
between those
over
destinations.
there.
And then to top
Right
it
over
off,
there.
Thanks, man.
like freaking Google told me this weird fucked up way to come here. I don't know what was up with that.
Dude, Google. So I went to a music video shoot last night for this band called The Sellouts. Awesome band. But I put in the address, and it's 10 minutes from here. It's like 2 exits down, and it. Every time I put this address in, it took me to the middle of the Indian Ocean. I have no idea why. It was so fucking weird. I just copy and pasted it. Same thing that I just typed it in manually. Same exact thing to like the commas and everything, and it brought me to the right place. I'm like, I have no fucking idea. Like,
Dude, I type in something sometimes, and it's like, you want 53rd Street in Georgia? And I'm like, no, not even close. Like, you totally know I'm in Arizona, phone. What are you doing?
dude, so let's start with you, Leigh. Tell us a little bit. So you do a lot of projects. I've seen you in Krovac. I've seen you do your solo shit. I've seen you fucking make stickers and CDs. And now you're in this band called Rufus Jr. Can you just
Yeah.
walk us through a little bit about what you're doing now, and then maybe we'll dig into a little bit of the past a little later.
Yeah, totally. So this is Colin, as I think we introduced. So I've known him since we were like what, 14 or something.
Yeah, pretty young. Yeah, middle school.
Yeah.
Hendrix. Yeah.
So we started back in the day. We started this band called IDK, and it was like Krovac pre-Krovac. So it was just like punk, like
Nice.
straight punk. So he was actually the first person to record our little like 4-track EP that we did, and it was me, him, and our guitarist Javi, which he was supposed to be here, but that's usually how it goes. I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
where's Javi?
Yeah.
At? And then Javi's like, oh, yeah. I'm
When you guys get, just an FYI, like when you guys get ready to drop something, we're gonna be doing these at Cosmic Soup, like a bigger location to
Oh,
have
nice.
whole bands on and
Heck
things
yeah.
like that. We did it with TV Tragedy, so whenever you guys have something come up like that, let me know, and we'll be able to accommodate everybody at a different location that's in Phoenix. It's a little bit closer to you guys and shit like
Sweet.
that. So just a little information for
Is
you guys.
Is that the new Cosmic Soup with
wonderful.
like the radio,
Yeah.
like the radio station?
Yeah,
the
have
old
you been
one?
there?
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. I shot a music video there, and I'm there all the time. It seems like lately, especially since Jeremy's playing in Squared now. So it's I'm there all the time.
That place is sick.
Yeah, it's great.
That's cool for you.
But Rufus Jr. So he
Right.
was recording some of your earliest tracks.
Right, yeah. So back when we were like 14, and he like put some like I think he like guitared over some of them. Or something.
Yeah. There was some guitar tracks I laid down as well. Man, that technology is pretty archaic though. I mean, it's like off an MR8.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you remember those like old school?
Oh, with it's not like the tape, but it's like was it something like weird, or did you have digital?
It was digital, but man, it was like old school digital. Like it was like this big to do something that nowadays you can do on your cell phone. Like, it was crazy.
I had something like that. I was young too. Like I was probably like 13, 14, and like the memory card was like this big for it or something
Yeah.
like that.
Like
Like,
compact flash.
dude, yeah, it was something crazy like that.
I don't even
Like,
think this thing had a memory card slot.
oh damn.
I don't think it did either. It was like it was onboard memory. Like it was not something you could take out. You could hook it up to a USB drive, but I mean that was about it.
Damn.
So
I remember the funniest part though was like the record button was broken, and so we had to use a steak knife.
To just hit record.
Yeah,
Oh, I-
remember that?
yeah, I took it to M-Tronics. That thing, someone decided to plug it into the speaker out on the guitar amp too. It blew up the recorder like completely, and then I had to buy like a new one after that.
Oh shit.
There's all kinds of stuff that happened to that thing.
Yeah, it went through hell.
So you
It got 4 tracks done.
so you so you guys recording songs at 14, and then these are some of you're in this band IDK, but
Yeah.
this is potentially some of the early Krovac stuff.
Right.
At
yeah.
this point.
Yeah. So we play like the Five Humanity. One of the songs is like one of the first tracks that we recorded.
Nice.
With IDK.
Can you give us some of the who's in your lineup on Krovac? Can you tell us a little bit about your lineup there?
With Krovac.
Yeah.
So I mean, Krovac's kind of like, I wouldn't say dead, but it's kind of like on hiatus right now.
Okay.
So it's just Mike kind of left for a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit because Mike's having like a bunch of personal problems.
For sure.
So, but yeah, he left, and so we were gonna try to find like a new guitarist for a little bit, just until like Mike can get his stuff in order and come back. So right now, Krovac's just kind of like chilling.
So this is where Rufus Jr. really came in for you.
Yeah, Yeah, well, so the Rufus Jr. thing, like, the other Javi, our guitarist.
Yeah.
So I moved in with Javi. Javi's like my roommate that we like I've lived with him before. And we made the band She's Revolting, which
Okay.
was like another band before this band. And so I moved back in with him, and we usually have like a studio in one of our rooms. And so we jam like every day, and then came up with like a whole bunch of songs. And we're like, okay, we need like to make a band out of this.
So do you do a bunch of solo stuff too? I've seen you fucking murder it solo. You're a
Yeah.
fantastic
Thank you.
acoustic artist solo. Just you on stage alone. You sing fucking well. You play well.
Thanks.
Is how do you what's your balance like? I mean, especially with writing. So like I'm in two bands now, and it's weird to like when I'm writing something, I'm like, where does this go?
Right.
Do you feel the same way, like you playing like solo and then like, or do you cover songs from your band, or what is your solo act a little bit more like?
I mean, it's my solo act is kind of like, I guess I have like two splits. So like it depends on the like the mood and the character of the people that are there. So like Chris and I will sometimes pull like a Krovac acoustic set, and then we like converted all the Krovac songs into like fast acoustic punk rock songs, which is pretty sick.
Fuck yeah.
And then like I guess the other side of it is just like my personal acoustic stuff, which is more I guess you could say like folk punky reggae, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would fucking call it, actually.
Yeah.
Dude, I like it, man. And so when did you were recording his songs, and then how did you become a part of this? How did you become a part of, I mean, obviously you were part of just recording and being part of this process, but and you've known this guy forever. So when did you really start stepping in and becoming this bass player?
Well, I kind of did my own stuff for a long time when I was in college. I was playing with he's this guy named Joe Serrano. He's kind of does like kind of trippy math rock type of stuff, and it never went off the
Too smart
ground.
for
We
me.
couldn't find a drummer who could play that because it was the time signature was just so nebulous. Like no one could pick it up.
Yeah.
Not even me, actually. I kind of fucked up a lot. But yeah, so I did that for a while, and like I would go and I'd hang out with him and Javi when they were in a band called She's Revolting, which ironically enough was also kind of mathy, but it wasn't as like crazy mathy as the stuff I was doing at the time. But
We had like toned down math.
after that, he went off with Krovac, and then I was just kind of hanging out by myself. I was at work one day, and Javi calls me, and he's just like, "Oh, hey, like we're gonna set something up. We got a drummer set up. We have a vocalist, which is Leigh." And he was like, "Would you like to come over and kind of give this a shot?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So,
Have you just like, do you play guitar? Do you play bass? Like, I know that you play bass in Rufus Jr., right? And then, but do you have any other talents as far as like guitar or some recording background?
I started off on guitar, but for whatever reason, I just never played guitar with anyone else when I was playing with them. Like, I always just went to bass.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And when I actually play bass, I don't play it like a regular bassist usually would. Like I do a lot of scales and stuff like that.
That's exactly how my bass player is.
So-
My
He
roommates.
plays bass like a guitar.
See, that's
Yeah, I sometimes do
exactly
do that.
exactly how my boy Elliot Diggs is. Jesus Christ, that dude is a nut. I can only imagine like what you're doing, then especially because you're in all this like math shit. I can't even count. Like I can barely count. I try to play with talented people so I can be stupid.
The funniest thing, like, cause I play bass like in Krovac and everywhere else. So like, he's like the exact opposite style of me. Like, he plays like a guitar, so he's like all over the place. And then I'm like, I like think of like, I don't know, bassy root notes. just to,
Well, in
like,
all
keep
fairness,
it
you
simple.
did a lot of singing too with Krovac. So I mean,
I kept
if
it
you're
kinda
gonna
simple.
do that, like you don't want to sing like one rhythm and then like play like a whole bunch of other rhythms on the bass at the same time. Like
It's hard.
it's too much. Like
It's a lot.
I don't know, I couldn't do that. So
That's
like,
why.
I don't do any backup vocals really in Rufus Jr. right now. Like I just purely just riff out. So
I wish
That's
you would
awesome.
do black vocals. So like the band that me and Javi had, She's Revolting,
Yeah.
like the one before this one too, like because I played bass on it and like I really wanted to sing and I made some songs with vocals, but I couldn't do the math and sing. It's
Yeah,
too
no,
like too
dude.
much, dude.
Even like just like we released Rundown Roommates released this song during the pandemic with a music video, and we got a show coming up. We're playing August 21st at this house party. I'm really stoked for it, and we got together for practice, and we're like, dude, we tracked this song like all the way through. Like we have never played it as a whole. We've never performed it. And I'm like, fuck, that's right. Like, well, we got to play it. And we were just practicing it the other day. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can fucking sing to these upstrokes that I'm doing in just these, like, the whole, like, beginning of it is just like, it's like, dun, 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 and then, like, I sing over that. And I'm like, trying to keep this time and just, like, sing over. I'm like, fuck, dude, we might be fucked. And, like, but it's, I feel the struggle in that for sure. Like, that's tough, especially with,
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit quarter notes, and who knows what the fuck you guys are smacking in that shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look up that stuff, it's like you could YouTube "She's Revolting."
She's
And,
revolting.
yeah, and we have like our whole little 4-track EP.
Do
thing on
you
there.
have it on other platforms too, or just the YouTube?
No, it's just on YouTube. Yeah,
Nice.
I think we have one song on Spotify.
See if you can find any of that, Justin. We
Right.
can't play it on here, but
Right.
we'll fucking pull up some screenshots so people know where to find it
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool, weird mathy.
What was the stop of She's Revolting?
So we had a drummer. His name was Adriel Zing Peral, and he was like I say, this kid was like the best drummer I've ever seen. Like, it was freaking ridiculous. Like he so this is almost a whole nother story in itself. So me and Javi, again, we found like another house a while ago. It was like 2000. What was that? 2012.
Damn, you
Yeah,
guys,
that sounds about right.
you guys might be
Yeah.
the real rundown roommates. Jesus Christ.
Dude, we go crazy, man. So yeah, so we got this house in Tempe. It was like on Apache and 101, like right off of the light rail, and it was a 5-bedroom house on an acre plot of land with a guest house in the back. And we're paying like $700 a month for it.
Oh,
So like
Yes.
if you could put the math together, like,
Yeah.
like this house was like not meant for living, I guess you could say. So like we started this band, and we made like the studio in the room like we usually do, and like the stage in the living room like we do. And then we were like, damn, we need a drummer that could play this stuff. Like, and so we held these auditions, and we had like 50 different drummers come, like Wyatt Clark from
Really?
Skull Drug.
Oh,
like,
damn. I
like-
fucking love him.
Dude,
Shout out Wyatt from
so-
Skull Drug.
so
I
like,
love that guy.
Yeah, dude, and like, oh my god, man, and like he was doing it too, but like once we would get into the math, he'd be like, and then
It's
like
just super discouraging.
and so I was going to ASU at the time, and I was in my CIS class, and there was this kid with like long hair, and he kept like asking me, he's like, dude, you jam, right? You jam, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, come jam with me. I'm like, dude, I'm so busy with like school and the work and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, just fucking jam with me. And I'm like, ah. And then he's like, I know a drummer. And I'm like, okay, fine, we'll set up a jam. And so like he came, and this kid's name was Ben Fuqua. And so
Ben Fuqua.
yeah, and
Dude, that guy
you know Ben?
fucks. No, I have no idea,
No?
but like just by hearing that name, like, what's up? I'm Ben Fuqua. Like, that dude fucks.
Yeah, he used to do sound at
That's a porn name right there.
Yeah.
I'm Fuqua and I like to fuck.
Hey baby Fuqua.
So Ben Fuqua, sorry, go on.
So yeah, he called up Adriel, and Adriel lived in Payson at the time. No, not Payson. Prescott.
Okay.
No, not Prescott. Even Cottonwood. He lived in Cottonwood.
Oh, Jesus.
and so
Justin's pretty familiar.
so he was like, he came down, and me and Javi like jammed through the songs, and every single song that we jammed through, he got like dead on first try, and we were like, damn, like that's it.
Woo.
That's
That's
some
a
mad
fuck-
skills.
Dude,
Some
yeah,
mad
he
chops.
had crazy skills. And then so we were like, yeah, dude, like you can play with us. You're in the band. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, can I move in tomorrow? And we were like,
Yo, can I crash for like ever?
sure, yeah, I guess. And so yeah, pretty much, yeah. He was like, can I just crash for like ever? And so yeah, he moved in like the next day.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude, it was sick. So we had like so that was like the start of She's Revolting, and then like we tried to play out at shows, but I don't know if you remember, there was like a time when punk was like getting super booked by Will Anderson, and then Will left, and then
Oh,
it was
yeah.
to Will Anderson.
Yeah, one of the last I don't we may have been on it with you, but one of the last Will Anderson shows, we have no idea what happened, and then Will Anderson disappeared. But that's yeah, dude. I remember Will Anderson being like, "Be here, do this, blah blah blah," and we were like following up with him. We're like, "Where the fuck is he?" And then we like show up somewhere, like, "Where the fuck is this show?" And I think, man, I want to say the last one that he legitimately booked me on was probably Club Red. I don't know,
Oh,
but
well, this was before Club Red even. This was back in like Clubhouse days.
oh, I played so I played one of the last shows at the clubhouse. I was a guitar player for hire. I was a guitar player that was a guitar player for a hip hop artist for a long time because I didn't know anyone that wanted to play punk bands when I was in
Yeah.
high school and shit. And I played like one of the clubhouse's like last shows with Slick Rick, the ruler, Lottie Dottie,
Yeah.
we like the party,
Yeah.
and which was so crazy. My parents like, get the fuck out of here! Like you're playing with him. I was like, yeah. They're like, I heard he does crack. I'm like, probably. So we played there. Yeah, we played there, and then like a week later, like literally like a week later, shut down because of the fucking shootout or whatever that
Yeah.
fucking happened over there. So you were playing there even way before I was, I'm sure.
Yeah, we played there for, yeah, dude. So I mean, our first show that we had as IDK, Will Anderson booked for us when we were like 14.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was me, Javi, a kid named Zach Richards, and then there's a kid named Mike Snyder who was in the band, but he didn't play that
I
show.
remember Mike.
Mike,
Well,
yeah.
you know, God rest his soul, man. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say.
Damn. So crazy.
Yeah, dude. Actually, dude, that show was like that. So that was me and Javi's first show ever. It was our first show as a band, and it was sold out. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It was a crazy show.
Dude, so when is someone gonna swoop up the clubhouse?
I
Like,
don't even know, dude.
why
isn't it like a gym now or something?
is it something now? Because I saw it boarded up forever. Like, someone else, don't quote me on this, but I want to say it was After the Calm, just like another band. But they released a music video with like this person like traveling around to like venues that are closed. And I noticed that, if I'm not mistaken, he went to the Clubhouse and he went to Club Red. And I was like, damn, Clubhouse is still fucking boarded up. I mean,
Damn.
this was a while ago now, like maybe like in this last year. So who knows? Someone may have finally bought it up.
Is it Defunct Land? No, that's not it. That's not right. There's like this one guy who walks around Arizona and he's like, oh yeah, this place used to be a hotel or whatever. It's totally different than what you're saying, huh?
I have no, yeah, I don't know what to think of what you just told me.
There's a YouTube for everything.
I was just guessing.
But I was so surprised that no one ever swooped up Clubhouse. Like, I don't want to say it's a better Yucca Tap Room, but it's like another layout of Yucca Tap Room. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
another layout of Yucca Tap Room with really good shit, you know?
The last time I went to the Clubhouse, I saw Leftover Crack.
Oh,
And then-
really?
But that was like that was, I haven't been there since like before another time. So like that whole gap when Will left the first time,
Yeah.
and then like Will came back, and then I think the Clubhouse is still open. I don't know. Either way, there's Leftover Crack, but they moved like the bar into the middle. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah, because that was like how it was. That's the only way I remember it.
Oh, it's the only way you remember?
Yeah,
it?
because
Okay.
I only played one show at the Clubhouse, and then a week later it was shut down.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bar used to be like off to the side, and then you had like a big space.
I can only imagine because that bar was right in the middle, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. But you saying that it's out of the way, I'm like, holy shit! Like that place must have gotten packed,
Dude, yeah.
Like,
when it was out of the way, it was like so you couldn't even get out of the crowd, man.
yeah,
Like, I went to like a Casualty show once there, and there was this girl, and she like couldn't get out of the crowd, and she
maybe
like
that's why they put the bar there.
she like passed out, dude. And
oh shit!
yeah, and like I mean, like, you know, when somebody passes out, you just like lift them up and like let them
Mhm.
crowd surf out until they just fall or whatever.
Just real quick.
But
There you go. You're good.
but yeah, dude, like, yeah, dude, it was crazy back then. Like, that was the coolest freaking venue ever.
Were you like going to the same small venues like that too back then, or?
Oh shit, man! I was a hermit. I like stayed holed up in my house for like forever. The last time I saw a show was like Cradle of Filth, and
You know they're coming
yeah.
here soon. Actually, they're coming here in like the next few months.
October 20th. I already got my tickets.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's actually at the Marquee. I'm super.
Yeah, I
stoked
saw
about it,
that.
Yeah,
Let me know if you see Bam Margera there. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking.
I know,
with you.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's dude. Cradle of Filth is fucking gnarly. I think they're fantastic. Like, first of all, when you go into that like genre of music, they're just good at it. Second of all, like I've seen, I mean, just videos, but their stage performance is fucking gnarly. It's such a cool like theatrical, energetic thing to just see,
Yeah.
and like that dude has got some pipes on him.
That is true.
Like when I hear him sing, I'm like, dude, like I wouldn't be able to talk like after that.
I fucking couldn't hear after the first one I saw. The first time I saw them play, like Danny Filth was doing like that high pitched like wraith scream, you know. But the sound guy had it so there was feedback going at the same time on the mics. It's like, It was like,
Jesus.
and like I remember I got out of that venue that day. I was talking to my wife. She sounded like a squeaky toy. Like it was like my ears were just totally fucked. But it was a good show. Yeah.
Have you? Is that like your like forte, like black metal and shit like that?
I'm definitely into metal. I'm into progressive kind of stuff as well, like Leprous or Richelieu or Haken, for example. I mean, it's kind of stuff that revolves around a basic theme of like lots of jamming out and lots of heaviness.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I go. I listen to other stuff too, like jazz or kind of retro wave. If you want to go into like synth music,
Dude, we play. So you see the TV that we got on the wall right here. The people that live here, my girlfriend and my roommate CJ over here, we get the fuck down on Super Smash Bros. Over here, and we like just turn the music off of the game itself, and we have like a super dope like dark synthwave fucking like
hell yeah,
dude, it's hype. It's seriously like doing coke. It's insane. And
it is, man.
yeah, like the games are fucking intense. The music makes it even more intense. It's wild because I also play like a fuck ton of kendama lately, and what I've really just gotten into is a whole lot of shit with stuff I don't do. So like I play guitar, I love fucking hearing drums, cymbals, like ska, punk, metal, But when I listen to something like lo-fi and the synthwave stuff or whatever, like I'm just not even, because when I listen to that music, I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, what kind of guitar is he doing? Like, what kind of 16th note? Like, man, listen to those hi-hats. So when I'm like listening to something I'm like unfamiliar with, I'm just chilling.
Dude,
like, I am just chilling.
I think
for
that,
sure.
I think that music just puts you on like a different level anyway. Because I mean, it's like based off of like original video game type music, which is like supposed to just like focus you in.
Yeah.
So like, dude, yeah, man, like everywhere when there's something where like I need to focus, dude. It's always like this.
They always used to tell me that. I always used to record like my own music, and they were like, "What is this? This sounds like it could be in Final Fantasy as like a boss music fight or something."
Yeah. Do you play a lot of video games?
I played a lot in high school, and then I started working, and like the overtime got to me, and then like I just started like getting home, cracking open a beer, like just sitting on my ass, and it's not really the healthiest thing to do. I would prefer to play video games, but
this band is meant to get him out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude, dope! I'm really glad you're here. Hell yeah!
Yeah, me and Javi were like, man, we gotta save Colan.
Yeah, come on out, dude. That's exciting.
You need sunlight, buddy.
I know. I burn in the sun, though. Shit. I mean, look at me.
Fuck. Yeah, well,
we get used to it.
Dermatologist nightmare.
Dude, my little brother is a 6'3" ginger, and that dude gets fucking burnt. That dude like cannot handle too much sunlight, and it's so crazy. He's in the military. He's on a ship right now somewhere. I don't know if I can say, but he's on a
top secret. You can't say.
Well, he does have that clearance and shit like that. He's a really smart dude when it comes to computers and whatnot. I don't know if I necessarily knows what he does, but he tells me like I work on computers. I'm like, okay, I believe you. And so he goes and does all sorts of crazy shit. But he's on a ship right now somewhere. But man, he sold me one of his gaming PCs. This whole podcast is being recorded by 2 PCs in the back, and it's also like my little gaming rig. But
hail the robots!
Hail the robots, dude! I'm about it. Like, put Elon Musk. I will take the chip. Like, but it was fun for me in the pandemic. Just like a really good way to keep in touch with my friends and do dumb shit. One thing I became addicted to just with my homies with Grand Theft Auto. That was like because I mean we played it so much when we were young because it's the same Grand Theft Auto. It's still Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
But like now that I'm older, like I'm like, what do you guys want to do? Like, let's go to the casino and play blackjack. And we seriously sat at a blackjack table and like playing cards against each other and playing like the dumbest games. Like, you guys want to play darts on Grand Theft Auto?
That's the thing on Grand Theft Auto. I usually see people just going on rampages. Like they're just like, hey, let's get like level 5 like cops coming after us or
that's
whatever.
Just hobby.
Yeah,
that's just hobby, dude. That's just hobby.
I mean, I feel like that's what we did. Like when like the game like kind of first came out. Like, let's just see how we can do on rampages, and then we just like got into so much other shit. Like, you can play darts in this bitch.
Like, dude, that game is like endless, man.
Yeah,
it's like almost a sim.
Yeah, like, dude, you can set up to rob a fucking casino. Like, you have to go do this. I have to go do this. It became like I don't know. It was a fun way of socializing. Like it was friends I've known forever. You know what I mean? So it was cool because man, the pandemic scared. I built this whole podcast because I got scared of the pandemic. I was like, dude, I don't know when I'm gonna have parking lot conversations when I play with bands like you guys ever again. Or I don't know if I'm
Right.
gonna see a stage again. Like, I was freaked the fuck out. I dropped way too much money on this shit.
Dude, I mean, during the pandemic, man, I was doing like every single virtual show that I could.
Yeah, dude, we did a few too.
We actually did a virtual show like as
Oh,
Rufus
yeah.
Jr. Yeah, we should probably promote for that.
That was our
'cause,
like
yeah.
first one we did.
Yeah.
Actually, that was our first show.
Yeah, it was
technically.
at Bridge City Sessions.
Bridge City-
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck yeah.
And it was recorded by Carter Drive too.
Oh,
so,
yeah, there
like
you
we
go.
did it here,
Oh.
and then then we sent it to Bridge City, and then Bridge City sponsored it as theirs.
That's fucking dope. I
Yeah,
know
that was
FOL
sick.
did Bridge City, and I think the Venomous Pinks have done
Mhm.
Bridge City, and then I love those. I love everyone at
Dude.
Carter Drive. I did Carter Drive with Gio from Squared. I mean, I play at Squared, but me and him
Yeah.
did it acoustically, and that was such a good time. I really was excited. Like when I got there and was just hanging out with everybody, I was like, I was so pumped to play this like little acoustic show in the backyard with fun lights and there's like 5 people there. I was so excited.
But dude, oh my god, dude, their setup is like it's so good, man. Like
Yeah.
like when you play, I swear it feels like you're actually playing a show, dude.
And
Like they do it so well. Like they
Dude.
they make it seamless like a show.
it was one of those things too that it's even pushed me farther in this. I was like, dude, I want to be good like them.
Mhm.
And we're about to we're really transparent with our audience. We're going to be moving this here soon. And we are taking a small hiatus. We're going to be releasing some stuff, not necessarily podcasts. It's going to be some other really cool shit that we have planned for all y'all. But at the end of September, we're going to be ending kind of our season 1. Austin's getting married. We're going to move the set to a more awesome space. We're going to do some decorating and whatnot. We're stoked about it. We're really stoked, but
That's
and we're going to hit the new year strong, but we have some really I'll talk to you guys off camera about it, but we have some really special shit planned out to release in the meantime.
oh, dude, that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So I'm excited for growth. Everything's just growing again. you
Yeah,
know?
dude, everything's getting bigger. Like, I mean, everything's coming back, but it's also kind of seems like it's kind of
It's
like
still muted. I mean, let's face it,
Yeah.
the Delta, Epsilon, Lambda, Z, whatever the fuck variants are going to
Mhm.
be out there coming out, like people are freaking out over it still. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild and it's all real too. No one can deny that it's, not real.
I'm
But-
not saying I didn't say it wasn't real.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
no, no,
saying,
no.
like I work
No, no,
medical,
no.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The scary thing is that like where everyone gets their news always wants to fit a narrative, and it's so hard to get truth, and then everyone has their own truth, and then someone hates you because of your truth, and it's terrible. You know what I mean? It's crazy how much that we are letting things, anything really, even aside from COVID, we are letting things divide us, and I'm really happy to have our scene because of that, because there's still like this island I can fucking escape to.
right.
know.
Yeah, I mean, our scene's been pretty stable. I feel like.
Yeah,
like
it's
during
been
this
good.
whole thing.
Well, everyone cares about each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think a lot of people don't ask too many questions. You know what I mean? Who have been vaccinated or not vaccinated? People announce when they are, and
Right.
it helps other people feel better too. And I don't know. I think everyone's really looking out for each other, and I think that's the most important thing. And
It
You-
is. Like everybody I've seen, like everybody plays in the bands and everybody that goes to shows and stuff, like
Mhm.
like they're all just excited to get back, And so like everybody's like trying to be the best they can to make everything work.
And a lot of people are, if you ask me, I just know a handful of people that are just taking better care of themselves because of COVID. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I fucking love this guy, Barry Humphrey. He looks fucking great right now. He
Yeah, right.
posts all the time. He's fucking hitting the gym and shit like that. He's trying to be as healthy as can be. And, he wants the best for
Yeah, I mean-
everything. And he's a teacher too. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know if he's still actively teaching, but he, teaches kids. And I'm sure he wants to be as healthy as he can to make sure no one else gets it. And,
Right.
they don't tell you that being healthy is a really big part of fighting off this disease.
It's any disease, dude.
Yeah, any disease, really.
If you're not healthy, you're not gonna get past much.
Yeah, I wish they would just say that more. Like get your vaccine and get fucking healthy. Like,
just FYI, I'm vaccinated. No side effects whatsoever. My wife vaccinated as well. No side effects. So
good.
Just
That's-
saying.
that makes me
Just
feel
saying.
a lot better for sure.
I only grew a little tail, but it went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do plan on getting mine eventually. I want to. I'm not anti-vax or anything. I'm waiting for a little bit more approval because they said it might be FDA approved by the next month, and that just makes me feel a little better. Everyone's got their own fear, but if I need a fucking 48-hour negative test to go to a show, I will gladly get one. You know
Yeah,
that.
dude. You can buy
I
you
would
could buy kits now. For
I
like,
prefer that to this whole. Well, I don't want to get too political about
Nah,
it.
for sure. They try to politicize this shit so much. This is the shit they try to, like. I am down to get it. I'm just giving it a little bit more time, and I'm good. I will go get it, and whatever.
right?
You
Yeah.
know.
I was just gonna say I don't want to have people forced to get it because then people were like freak out like, oh, I don't want to be forced to do this and it's my body type of thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
That's all I
weird.
wanted to say.
It's weird. Yeah, no, for sure. It's weird. No one wants to bring like, you know, everyone judges someone on their own perspective of their own life, and they try to. Everyone tries to con each other that you're putting someone in danger. Maybe it's true, to an extent and whatnot, but you can't hate everyone forever. Like this is just something else to divide us. We're gonna divide the country in half over this again.
Right.
Like how many times have we done that now? And they're like not only trying to divide it into like halves, but they're trying to divide it into like a pizza party with one pizza for a kindergarten class.
Yeah, we need to have conversations with each other, civil conversations with each other, and just
course.
really talk things out, and not maybe focus on what we disagree on, but what we agree on. Yeah, like what's important to us, like the meat
Absolutely.
and potatoes type of thing, and that's like kind of missing in today's conversation.
I honestly like the thing that I think is, I just think we need like a culture, because we as a country we don't really have any kind of culture, because we're like a mix of everybody.
Well, I think we've developed a culture, but the culture is weird, right? So when we have presidential debates, like Mr. Biden, Mr. Trump, like the issue on foreign relations with Middle East of oil and blah blah. You have 10 minutes. Like, whoa, this is not a 10-minute conversation. Like, what are you talking about?
You know what kills me about presidential debates? Like they're talking about the same exact stuff from like the 80s and 90s that they talk about today. It's like literally nothing's
yeah.
been done in this whole time. It's like the same topics.
And like I know it's totally generic to say.
You're wrong, actually. so in 1990 there was an ozone issue. What do you think about that?
I mean, there's a few more crises here and there that's different, but overall, same stuff. So.
Uh,
I don't. It's crazy because the media relies. I mean, mainstream media, right? TV and things. They rely on so much, ads and whatever and revenue. But when you get podcasts, you have time. Like Joe Rogan does it all the fucking time. Like this is the complete narrative, and it is 3.5 hours long from this person. It's not 10 minutes on a fucking clip that can be cut down to 2 minutes,
right,
and be taken out of context. Like it's everything.
Detail.
Yeah, it's detail. It's what they actually think on things. Whether you agree or disagree, it is very like not just black and white. There's so much substance to everything that these people say, and I think it's really robbed of us, right? Because they just want to divide us.
Yeah,
they want us to be angry. That someone said, I was listening to this journalist or former journalist from, I want to say it was like the New York Times, but I'm probably way fucking wrong on that. Anyways, they were a journalist somewhere that is much bigger than this podcast, and the head editor would have said, if it starts a fight, it sells. I was like, Jesus Christ. Because that's true.
I mean, dude, freaking yeah. I mean, it's kind of how Krovac ran. Like, dude, we had 0 fucks, and like it sold, and the 0 fucks is what sold, really. Like,
oh yeah.
Like if you don't have a filter, like people don't like it, but people will listen as long as you don't really like have a fucked up mindset. It's.
I think it
makes people question. And it brings up questions, and it makes people kind of think differently than
well, anyone can look good in 10 minutes, but how long can you look in like 3 hours? You know what I mean? I might see you at an open mic, hang out, like hear 5 minutes of, your open mic because it's just something small,
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, that was a dope song. And then you could be a fucking asshole for the next rest of this fucking show that I'm at. And I'm like, dude, I don't care how good your music is. You're a fucking dickhead.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like,
like the guys are just like, hey, what's up? And they're just like,
yeah. It's wild. Aside from that, music's dope.
Yeah, let's get off this political stuff. It's too heavy.
I know.
Heavy.
I try not to fucking fall into it. Like, I've managed to really stay off like any narrative, which has been cool, which is what I want to do. But I just want people to think for themselves a little bit more. That's all
I can dig that. I can dig that.
I think music helps.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think especially like having guys like yourself that write too, I think a lot of new writing is coming out of more than one perspective now. I think it used to kind of come out of one perspective, but how much crazy shit has happened, left, right, middle, whatever, you know. It's you just see so many things that it's so easy to write if you're a good musician, which I think you guys are, good songwriters, is to write something that is completely its own path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, just in the past few years, like, I kind of started doing my acoustic thing because of like Trevor Hall and stuff. You know Trevor Hall?
I don't think so.
I mean, they're like he's more on like the reggae, I guess, spiritual side of things. But I mean, like that whole thing that came out with like uh what are those bands like Revolution and stuff? Like
Yeah,
during
yeah,
that
yeah, like
time
kind of that
period?
college reggae.
Yeah, like college reggae. But that whole thing came off of like a whole different area about
Do you need something to drink, buddy?
I would love a drink. Yes.
but it's like I don't know how to think. It's self-thinking. They came out with like a whole bunch of songs about thinking for yourself and like if you have problems and
Mhm.
fix them, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like the same old reggae stuff that came out before, and it wasn't like blues, and it wasn't like stupid love songs,
Yeah.
you know. And then there's like Rage Against the Machine, who comes out with like totally political, and then there's like the political punk that comes out with political, but it's not like as hard as Rage. But I mean, I guess it is just in a different kind of sense.
I think a lot of my like people that I'm really noticing, which is why I wanted to have you guys on too, because I heard some of the Rufus Jr. stuff, and I've heard Krovac and stuff, and I've heard you play, and I think we really write about beautiful disasters,
Yeah.
and I think that's been such a key to our success is that like yes, we have been in disaster, but look how beautiful it really is. Like look at the beauty in it, and I think you guys have really been nailing it.
That's all him. He wrote the lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yes,
Yeah.
that's all him. It's kind of funny when I listen to it. It's very relatable topics like love blinds about like a chick who gets drunk too much or high too much and is generally just horrible to be around.
Kind
We have pressure, which is about anxiety.
I guess kind of.
We have nothing takes 5 minutes, which is like, oh hey, I want to change my life. I want to go. Maybe I should change my education or whatever. Try to get ahead. But hey, nothing takes
mean,
5 minutes. Let's
Yeah,
enjoy the journey.
that's not just
Yeah.
about another takes 5 minutes.
Pretty much. I don't know. Maybe I'm overinterpreting. I don't know. I read his lyrics. I listen to it all the time. And
He interprets it like all the time. He's like, dude, so like the depthness of this. He's like, I think it's about this and this and this, and it goes into like the life story of this and this and this.
He's like,
But-
yeah, I rolled a joint and just totally wrote that.
It's really just- I mean, honestly, like the Nothing Takes 5 Minutes is really funny because me and Javi wrote that song like I guess you could say like 6 years ago, because like I was supposed to mix down a song that we wrote, and he's like, dude, why can't you just get it done? And I'm like, I'm trying, man. He's like, dude, just mix it. And I'm like, I can't, man. And like it's 5 minutes, dude. It's been 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, nothing takes 5 minutes. Like, you gotta wait.
What is what is
Except
your
except for some people in bed. That's
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess some things do take less. But I mean,
someone said that in our live show
You know what?
too.
Nothing takes
I remember
5
that. They're like, oh yeah, except for me. My wife tells me all the time.
that's. I'm sorry, F.
Yeah.
so can you give us a little bit about just your lineup with Rufus Jr.? So it's you guys, and then who else is involved in this band?
So Chris Daly, the drummer for Krovac.
Dude, I love him. Fucking
shit.
shout out. I miss you, buddy. I miss you.
I miss you too. bro.
He's a great human being.
These guys right here.
Yeah, Chris, the one with the beard.
Dude,
Damn, I have bitter beer face in that picture. Holy crap.
dude, you look like you smell shit.
I don't know what faces to make in these pictures. I was like, should I be angry? Should I be happy? I don't even fucking know. Like, I'll just exist.
You need a
I
magic
guess.
face ball. Where you,
I do.
where you
Yeah, just shake it,
and then the face comes
yeah,
up,
and
and
I
you're
just
like,
make
I'm
that
like,
face.
yeah.
Like,
So you got Leigh, you got Chris, you got Colan, and then who's homeboy back here?
That's Javi.
that's
That's
Javi.
Javi?
Yeah.
That's Senor Guitarro.
Guitaro. All right, I love it.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys build? I'm just curious, right? So maybe we all build a Lego set different. The way that like Rundown works, we work one way, and what we do is we just dial in all the instruments and we write the lyrics after. We kind of know what we want the song to be about, and we're like humming it the whole time. We're like da, 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 just making sounds of how we want to sing eventually with no lyrics at all, and then we get really into it and writing the lyrics later because we have this track to write too.
Right.
How does building start for this band?
Oh, dude, it's kind of honestly. So like the main thing that me and Javi have always done is like Javi and I will record like a demo track in like our little studio that we have, and it'll just be like him on guitar, me on drums, and we'll write like a song, get like the structure down, and then like
And then you make a dopey video on your cell phone, you send it to Chris, and Chris is like, "Oh shit, that's awesome." And
yeah,
then,
and then Chris learns it and makes the drums actually good.
and then
Chris
I
is so
sit
good.
and
I
I,
love
s-
him.
Yeah,
and I
he's
sit
bomb.
there and I stare at Javi. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're playing this chord. I can play this arpeggio or this scale over or whatever the fuck's going on." And that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, he actually knows like the little
Words. Oh yeah,
notey things.
dude. I play with so
What
in
is it?
Rundown Roommates. I play with two of the most talented people I've ever played with in my entire life. And
And they just yell numbers at you.
dude, no, they know I'm
The
stupid.
third major of G F Q.
Yeah, no,
You gotta get there.
Yeah, they know I'm stupid.
Play it at
They're very
1632
nice to me.
notes.
They are very nice to me. Elliot Diggs, fucking shout out again. I shout him out on this podcast all the time. But he plays bass, guitar, mandolin, harmonica, drums, like builds pedals, does Pro Tools. Like he does it all. He's extremely fucking talented.
Nice.
And then our drummer, Freddie Bedoya, he has been in drumline forever. He went through college playing music to be a music teacher, and now he plays drums in the military. And
Oh dang.
I work, dude. They do crazy ass drum offs.
That's
Like when
a
we
big
get,
band.
yeah, when we used to get together and practice, they would start with a drum off. Like Elliot doesn't play, and like I'm like, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys ready for my G chord? Like, it's gonna be fucking sick. This whole song is G, D, and C for me, and they are going nuts in the background, making my G,
That's
D, and C.
3 chords of fucking truth.
Dude, thank you.
That's what they say in punk and country. 3 chords of fucking truth.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ain't lying. I'll tell you that right now. But it's crazy. It's crazy to watch those people work, and I think Chris is one of those people as well. You know, that dude fucking. I've seen that dude fucking
shreds.
murder. I've always wanted. I don't know how much they are a band anymore, but I really always wanted to see him play with Whiskey in the Barrels, and I never.
He's playing with American Standard now too, isn't he?
Yeah,
Chris.
he's
Yeah.
Oh really?
Mm.
yeah, he's the drummer for American Standards now.
I
So
really
that's
want to
been his,
have him
like-
on. I miss
It's been
him.
like his whole second half. He was gonna come on, but like he can't even practice until 7 today. So
Oh
He,
word.
he has
Yeah.
family. He has to take
Oh,
care
yeah.
of. Yeah.
So, but I mean, he wanted to. So
For
he
sure.
should be here. We should have a cardboard cutout of Chris, like right here.
Dude, we really should. We'll get all you guys together soon. Like I
And
know you
cardboard
guys.
cutouts.
Yeah, and we'll get the real people.
We should have cardboard cutouts too.
just as doubles in case anyone has to pee.
Yeah,
just
dude.
fucking put in their cardboard cutout real quick.
Yeah.
That's
And
what's
I'll
up.
just bring a microphone with me or whatever, or whoever. You know, just...
So, do you guys have anything else coming up before December 18th?
Yucca.
Oh yeah, we're playing Yucca
Yeah.
next Friday the 13th. That's next week.
Oh, you're playing Friday?
Is that
Was it
Friday?
Desert of Talking Shadows?
Oh yeah, we're playing with the Desert of the Talking Shadows.
Yes.
They're like a cool stoner rock.
So you're playing that Friday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
dude, I might be able to come because I play that Saturday in Patriot.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay,
Then
I
yeah,
thought you-
maybe. No, it's Friday the 13th.
Dude,
so it's
fuck
early Friday.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That sounds
gonna
like
be
fun,
sick.
doesn't it? Oh my gosh, my girlfriend looks stoned.
I mean, dude, if you like stoner shit, this is the stoner shit shittest of the shows of ever.
Austin.
Stoner
Look,
of the shows.
look how stoned she is.
You look how a lot of people feel right now. Let's put it that way. She's like covering herself up. She's like,
Sorry.
no.
Well, that's dope.
Yeah, no,
That's super
dude, yeah.
sick.
Just
Fuck
get,
yeah,
get
dude.
stoned as fuck ago, because it's gonna be like.
course.
I mean, so we have a YouTube thing for the Bridge City Sessions. It's like a whole set of ours, and like if you want to see stoner, like just cut to the last song, and you'll get high.
It's like a jam song for sure. Like it's I don't know, it's pretty trippy. There's a lot of effects pedals going on with guitars, a lot of scales, a lot of jammy stuff going
it gets
on.
into
Yeah.
Stoner. Like if we go kind of punk and we go kind of rock, but it totally goes.
I
way
gotta say
stoner.
that is the one song I don't really understand your lyrics for though. It's like we're drowning in a river. Like maybe you could elaborate the inspiration for that because I listen to it every time I
No
play it.
idea.
I'm like I don't know what's happening.
I was stoned. It's about.
It's so crazy because you.
My visualization is you like flow down a river and then like you get to the sea and then like whatever it is, a wave comes and you die and everybody drowns.
Dude, I'll have,
Alright, I
I'll
can-
have
I can
whatever
take
you're
that.
smoking
Alright.
on.
Oh,
Jesus
shit, there you
Christ.
go.
Dude, it's so
You
crazy.
can take that anyway.
You guys definitely remind me of a dynamic of me and my bass player Elliot Diggs. Like, so my bass player is really into Like he loves Jethro Tull, he loves Led Zeppelin, he loves Tool, he loves like all this other like psychedelic fucking rock and shit like that. And he's amazingly talented. If I could compare him to somebody, at least on bass guitar, I would seriously compare him to Matt Freeman from Rancid. I
Yeah.
shit you not. And I think a lot of people in my scene or our scene, excuse me, could like probably attest to that as well. Like
Yeah.
he's fucking a nut, and it's I don't relate to any of that shit. I mean, I love Tool. I should say that I do really like Tool. Do I love Tool? Not other people love Tool. I really like Tool, but people
I love
fucking
Tool.
love Tool.
People
I'm
are
one of those
obsessed with
people.
Tool, and I gotta tell you, I can sort of see why they did some really cool stuff. But like that last album, the song I liked the most out was "Chocolate Chip Trip," and it was like a drum solo.
Ooh, I
and
didn't
like
hear you.
Dude, the last
Yeah.
album was just like a mix of everything that they didn't record on the previous album.
pretty much.
And I think they were just like, damn, it's been like 10 years. We should just like see if nobody will notice if we really.
I can't believe Homeboy has a winery out here in Arizona.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
does. Merkin.
Colan.
Merkin. My wife drinks that all the time, and she says it's really good wine.
Can you bring
I've
up
had it
some
before,
pictures
too.
of that, Justin? I want to see. I've never seen pictures of his winery, but I hear about it all the time through like other like he's got this whole fucking winery out here, and I've always wondered. I'm like, I wonder
Let
if they
me
have like
tell
a
you.
nice little restaurant and steaks and shit. Like
I
that'd be
bet
nice.
they do. I bet they do. I don't know for sure. All I know is my wife drinks a shit ton of wine, and she tells me that is one of her favorites. Like
That's the
that and
one.
Cooper and Thief. Like that. Yeah. You don't like wine?
I like wine in like certain events, right? So like if I'm going to a steakhouse and getting like a really nice steak or something like that, red wine would be fantastic for it. To just drink wine on its own, like really, I just get a headache. I get tired. Like I would rather drink light beer like throughout the whole night and play fucking video games and like fucking. I'm a whiskey guy. I love
I
Irish
love whiskey.
I'm an
Yeah.
Irish whiskey guy. for sure.
Jameson.
You got him.
Jameson.
Yes.
Oh, bro.
Yes.
Like
Please, so much
unchilled,
Jameson.
delicious. I love Jameson. Absolutely. Does this say it right here?
So this is his place out in Scottsdale, and then he has another
Oh, he
place
has a place in
up in. He's got
Scottsdale?
a place in Jerome, and I think
Oh,
also
yeah,
in.
I've been to the one in
Par-
Jerome.
God damn it,
Sorry.
Prescott Valley.
Oh, really? He has one in Prescott Valley?
I think he's got a couple of them.
Oh shit, that's probably. Oh wow.
The one in Jerome's pretty cool. I've been there. You can actually, there's like a whole bar like that, and you can go and taste whatever wine you want
Really?
or buy it or whatever.
Oh yeah, they got like tastings and everything. Yeah, I want to fucking go too, honey. Wow. So there's one in Scottsdale,
Yeah,
like
this-
just like a
this-
little
this
restaurant or
is the
something.
Scottsdale location. Yeah, it's in Old Town.
I will say we talked about math rock a lot, and Schism is one of the mathiest like songs that have ever been on the top charts. Like it goes all kinds of places. You ever listen to Schism? It's like I know the pieces fit. So fucking mathy, and holy
Yeah.
crap, it was a huge hit. That's one of the few math songs that's ever been a huge hit. I mean, it's like
Because it
on the
doesn't
level
sound
of
like
Take
math.
5 by Dave
What's
Brubeck.
I like this is why I said like I really like Tool like and every song I hear by Tool I've never heard something I didn't like, and I listened to when I was young, but people fucking love Tool. So like when I say like, oh, I love Tool, people will be like, you're lying. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
If you've
but-
ever been to a show, you'd probably say you love Tool.
Oh,
the
dude, that's
show
what
is
I've
the
heard.
show is a thing. It's
I love Tool so much that I actually listen to the spin-offs like Riverside. Like you ever listen to Riverside? It's like Tool but with keyboards, and it's
Oh,
a little
really?
like they definitely do some cool stuff too.
I
Yeah.
remember watching this Dream Theater video, and what was going on was they were doing a cover of Master of Puppets, and in the guitar solo, the keyboardist and the guitarist were switching off. That was pretty sick. Like from measures, like in between the solo, like during the solo, I'm like, that's pretty sick. And it was way sicker watching. I mean, maybe it's because I play guitar, but watching the fucking dude on keyboard, like doing the guitar solo on keyboard, I'm like, that's fucking raw.
Yeah,
I had never
that
seen
guy.
that
That
shit.
guy's pretty dope on keyboard. I've tried to play keyboard. Like I can sort of hold a tune, but like I'm not ready. I actually tried to play keyboard for Rufus a little bit, and their hobby was like, no, you're not quite ready for this yet.
I just got one. I just got one for my birthday in June, and I've touched it a little bit for sure. I'm trying to touch it more, but a buddy of mine's gonna make some cheat sheets for me and shit, so I can, cause like I know enough music theory that like I'm probably gonna label my keys here soon, just to.
Oh, keyboard's not like guitar too. Like if you try to play a chord on a keyboard, like the half steps are different spacings on it. So like you know how
Yeah.
a guitar you can play a chord and just
Mhm.
move it anywhere. Like you can't do that on a keyboard because B and C are like two white spaces. It totally fucks up all your fingerings.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super weird. I really want to check it out though. Like the reason I really wanted one too, I like anime, so like fucking anime piano is fucking sexy. If you can play anime piano, you fuck. You know what I mean? Like that shit is fucking beautiful, and
It's-
I can't do it.
It's kind of like the video game stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, that's-
I'm sorry, I love video game music. It's so good. Like
Oh, yeah.
like all the Final Fantasy stuff. I forgot the guy's names, like Takoshi or something. I don't know.
Well,
guy
like
who
the
did all
Skyrim
that.
shit, that
like
like they do a
Zelda, yeah.
Skyrim orchestra and shit
Yeah.
like that will come through and play shows. It's fucking. I would love to go to that. I would love to just get super baked and go watch them play all the Skyrim music
That'd be
at an
cool.
orchestra.
Dude, I've always wanted.
I might do mushrooms actually.
Actually, I wanted to clarify something too, because I know we were talking about a bunch of math rock. Because I was like, oh yeah, we tried to play that. Rufus Jr. is not mathy. Like we got sick of playing math.
Oh no,
and we were
it's
like,
not.
No,
we were like, yeah, we can't find anyone to play drums. Like we can't do any of that stuff. So we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna go back to our roots and just play something that makes us feel something. And that's kind of
What would you guys
That's
describe
kinda
your
just
sound
wrong.
as in your own words? Like I know it's kind of like weird because I hate describing my own sound too. It's something I'm just gonna make you guys do right now because we've talked about like every other genre that we're not in.
So I mean, like, that's kind of been a problem of ours. Is we're like, damn, where do we fit? So I mean, like me and Javi call it kind of like a desert rock style, because most of it's like, I mean, we were listening to like a lot of Queens of the Stone Age and stuff like that when we kind of thought of some of the songs, but like it's not even desert rocky because it's like it's desert rocky, stonery, punky.
Yeah.
It kind of does a little bit of genre bending.
Yeah.
And
I,
I think
I would
that's
definitely agree.
It doesn't
Yeah.
fit.
I would definitely agree. I was listening to the stuff that you guys have. It's only a couple songs that you guys have on Spotify, but I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And like,
Yeah, dude, I think it's
it's good. I like it, man. It's fun. Best way to describe it for me, at least right now, without putting it in a genre, is it's fun. I
Yes.
really enjoy it for sure.
It's fun. It's definitely chill, groovable music. You know.
Oh yeah,
Like you can move to it.
yeah.
sure.
You can move to it.
Yeah.
Like it has an energy to it that's extremely unique as well. But the fact that it has energy, it's kind of weird. Like I don't really know how to describe it, but like
so weird.
yeah, but like not your guys' genre, but like there's this kind of like, and I'm not trying to be rude, but like there's this weird like kind of hipster generic sound like going around like this kind of hipster. I don't know. We'll talk about it off camera. I don't want to fucking point. But like
That's a good
all
one.
you can kind of do is just like do this to it. I'm like, well, that's cool. It's not for me, you know what I mean? But I'm like, damn, there's just packs of people looking like those like anchovies from SpongeBob, like meat,
Yeah.
like, you know, what I mean? Just fucking. And I don't
It's
know.
good.
Like I like when someone has like a really cool energy that makes people have to move more. You know what I mean? And I think you guys are nailing it right now. Like your music is projecting a really cool kind of energy that just makes you want to fucking move. You know?
So Javi and I, like when we made She's Revolting, we kind of had this idea of like the music has to be like if you're stoned as fuck or not. Like you have to be able to listen to it, and it's got to be able to like bring you up and then just like drop you, kind of thing, and then bring you back up and drop you. It's like
Yeah.
like a whole movement type thing of emotions.
Absolutely
So I think that-
dynamic. You know?
And so I think like with this band, we kind of like instead of all of that in one song, because if you listen to She's Revolting, like it'll take you all over the place in one song. And I think we kind of split that up now. So it's like each song individually kind of brings you into a different spot.
I think my favorite is probably Oceanside. Just like looking at it from like what's happening there. Like there's a weird key change. There's like a chord you don't hear a whole bunch. It's just really cool. Like I like it. And it brings some surf in there, brings some punk.
Yeah.
It brings
Yeah,
a lot
like,
of stuff.
like Oceanside. So Oceanside is 100% a surf song.
Everything that you guys are saying doesn't relate, like you know what I mean, from one to the other. But
Mhm.
everything that you're saying, from what I've listened to, is absolutely fucking
jumps
true.
around.
Like it jumps around, and
Yeah.
I think if we have a handful of musicians that listen to this podcast, and I think if any of them are listening right now, they are fucking just intrigued. They're like, "What the fuck are they talking about? Surf, fucking punk, fucking."
Dude, there's
Yeah,
a
I mean,
heavy song
like-
called Pressure in there that's kind of like, dude, it's almost like Krovac. Dude, it's heavy.
It's funny because this guy did a review of our live show, and like I don't know if he listened to the whole thing. But he's like, "Oh yeah, it's very Cradle of Filth inspired." And I was like, "Well, yeah, we're
Yeah.
playing a bunch of like really evil chords in the beginning, so I mean, I'm sure you would think that from listening to just that one song, but we don't sound anything like Cradle of Filth, though."
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first song of the Bridge City Sessions video, it's like evil chords, dude. It's super dark, super heavy. And
Really?
yeah, no, it's
Yes.
totally different than like the surf song of our uh
Yeah, we
Oceanside.
jump around a lot, but you know what? Well, I've tried writing songs for Rufus too, and like they're like, no, this is a little too metal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't our vibe. And I'm like,
Oh, it does
it's a
get
unique
little,
vibe, and it's a
yeah,
unique vibe that Javi brings to the band. Like, Javi is kind of the person who's making a lot of the main chords.
When it comes to
Right,
things
so-
like that, like when anyone in my band, brings me something, like, it's kind of got like this vibe to it. I'm like, well, let me see what you got here. I'm like, well, let's like, I just look at everything they're doing. I'm like, well, let's just mix it up, like, so I can make it more something that I can fit into. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, let's take your same progression, but like, let's mix up like the speed or something of it so I can fucking sing something to it. Then what do you have written here? Okay, I think I can sing it in this melody, and maybe we can take the first line of this and just make it one whole chorus. I think there's a lot of just puzzle pieces.
yeah,
Like that's been like something that my band personally has seen success in, is that when they're trying to translate something to us, like I really like this. I'm like, okay, let me try to like just put it in my own language and see if you can really like, oh, this is hieroglyphics, how fucking people communicate when they can't speak to each other,
right, like mix them, like you come up with a riff. And,
Yeah, it's like if I sent you a fucking, emoji of like a eggplant, you would know that you're about to get this dick. You know what I mean? Like you would just know because that's the language,
Yeah, that is the essence of good music. Good music makes you feel something. I mean, you won't feel anything for some things that other people feel something for, but I mean, if it makes you feel something, I feel like that's good music.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
right.
And if it's giving you a dick emoji, like that's doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
That's
So
gonna
you guys are playing this upcoming weekend, and you guys are playing December 18th, and then if I had to guess, after December 18th, you guys are going to be looking at a new year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say so. Do we have anything booked after December 18th? I don't even know. No, not yet.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Neither do we.
because I don't even know what's gonna happen next year.
Oh,
I don't
so
either.
weird.
What do you want next year to look like, though, for Rufus Jr.? I think you guys have been through a lot of trial and error in everything that you've done, projects that, you've either done or failed or like saw success in, but you have this really awesome fucking regiment right now, it sounds like. And what do you want the new year to look like after December 18th?
I mean, I want to play shows outside of the state. Like I think we need to go. I think we need to go out and hit like California up a little bit, like kind of where like the whole desert scene originally came from, the desert rock and punk and all that. Like just go out to like Palm Springs, then to LA, and then all the way up. But like I think we need to get the music out because we can record all we want, but if we don't get it out there, it's not going to go.
We could record some covers too. I mean, let's face it, no one's looking up Rufus Jr. right now, like the
Right.
band name. Like,
Not
but
yet.
they could
Not
look
yet.
up like some
Might have
other-
at least
some other
like
artists,
10
yeah.
people or some. I don't know. Some people subscribe to this.
I mean, the more we're out there, the more shows we do, the
Yeah.
more we get the name out.
I don't know. Like, we'll see how these local shows go. For me, anyways, like my opinion, we need to sell some tickets. I want to loop back to the marquee
Yeah.
show.
We have tickets.
Why don't we
Yeah.
go ahead and just do
Do have
so
tickets.
first of all, let's do some links, okay? So where
Yeah.
can we find you guys?
Okay, so you can find us on Spotify, first for our music,
At
And-
Rufus Jr.
at
or-
Rufus Jr.
Okay.
And then you can find us on Facebook at Rufus Jr. Band.
Now is it at Rufus Jr.? Like there's a period at the end of Junior?
There's no period for that one. It's just Rufus Jr. Band.
Okay.
And that's Facebook. We're not on Instagram, but I mean we're on everything else. YouTube, Rufus Jr. And then our email, you can go to DK Records with a K. So DEKAYREKORDS
Okay.
at Gmail. And so if you need a book, if you want anything, any back information, whatever, you can just email there.
Awesome.
I wanted to do a sales pitch too. We are selling those tickets for $25 a pop. It's going for like $69 a pop on Marquee.
Oh really?
Yes, so it's a
Oh,
good deal.
dang.
Holy
Yes,
shit. Wow.
it's a great deal,
That is
and
a
it's
deal.
with Authority Zero. So big, huge ska punk band.
Fun.
tonight.
Yeah, I got to
So-
play with them a handful of times now. They're awesome.
They're-
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's a
They're
great
the
show.
best inspiration. Where's the best place to message you guys for tickets? Are we leaning towards Facebook? Are we? What is the best?
Facebook or email. So,
Facebook
yeah,
or email? And the email
Facebook that
or
you
guys just dropped?
Yes.
Okay,
DK
perfect.
Records with the K.
Guys, thank you so much for coming. I know you guys
Cheers.
got some band practice to do.
Salute.
Salute. Thank you, everybody, for checking out
Thank
this week's episode of The Rundown with Silva. Thank you guys for coming. My name is Tyler Silva. These guys are Rufus Jr. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.
Rundown